There we go. I'm here now. Welcome, everybody. Let's bring in a few people. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Woo! Yesterday, I went through the Mercury retrogrades, and so that was on my yesterdays, and I went through it pretty fast. It was over an hour long video, and then I went through the rising signs. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. My name's Mary June Tracy. I'm the Guru Mama, spiritual love of life coach. I'm an astrologer coach. That's what I'm going to go for. And bringing you the 411 of the shenanigans of as above, so below. Um, so yesterday, I used the rising sign, and a few people asked me, like, why did you use the rising sign? Well, one of the reasons I use the rising sign because if you know your chart, right, and you know the time of birth, the rising sign is the first sign, right? It's the first box. And so that's going to give you more, I'm going to say, of an accurate kind of reading than if I just did the sun reading. So the sun readings are horoscope readings. And what they are is that you put your sun sign as the first box, right? Because you don't know what the rising sign of somebody. So that's what you would do. And so you would use, say you are Capricorn, and Capricorns, it would be the first house. So then you would go from there and then figure out, well, where's Virgo and where is Leo on their chart from them. And so this is why I used the rising signs yesterday. And so I went through all the rising signs and the information of the Mercury retrograde and what Mercury retrograde, um, to sort of look out for with all of this that's coming forward with this Mercury retrograde. And there is a lot. I gotta say, there is a lot that is going to transpire, and I think Mercury, as you know, he is the god of communication, the god of commerce. So there is going to be a lot of, say, confusions. There might be people, uh, getting upset about things, trying to figure out finances at this time, and I feel like it's not really a time to like let's get to the nitty gritty of things. A lot's going to rise to the surface, and I feel like it's more of, you know let's see what rises to the surface and let's take it step by step instead of trying to over, like, I got to get it all done now. And even for today, it's like looking at what you are grateful for, your gratitudes, and what your gratitudes are for the day. It's This is where coming into a place of peace within yourself, peace within the world around you. And when you're coming into a place of peace, this is where, because it is a crazy time right now, this is a time of, I'm going to say from, August is going to bring us in it's a lot of radical energies, a lot of radical frequencies. And this is where, with these radical frequencies that are going to come in, this is where you're going to find an escalation to a lot of things that are going on in the world, that have to do with finances, that have to do with health and wellness. This is going to be where you're going to find, and I'm going to go back to the health and wellness because we are going to be retrograding in Virgo, and Virgo is the sixth house. The sixth house has to do with service. It has to do with health. It is, we call it the health house. It also has to do with animals, and harvest, and it does, and Mercury rules that house. So it has, how am I communicating this all out or communicating within myself? And with our focus, like the focus of what I'd love us to be stepping into is a focus on a base of who we are and where we are at, where you are at in your world, and taking a moment and honoring it, honoring the good, the bad, and the ugly. because whatever got you there, however you got there, you got to honor that journey, because the journey, yeah, it had some craziness to it, and it had some bumps, and it had some mud flung in your face and some other crap, but it also had some joy, and it also had a lot of happiness and connections that you made. So, taking this day and taking this weekend, I feel it's very important for us to really focus on the base of who we are and where we're at. We are coming into the um quarter square of the sun and moon, because the moon is going through Taurus, and the Taurus is the moon's exalted in Taurus. It loves to be in Taurus. It just because it loves all the goodness that Taurus wants to bring you. It loves all the goodiness. It's ruled by Venus, so it wants to bring you some really positive energies internally. The sun is in exaltation. The sun is home. The sun is in Leo. We're not in Scorpio. We're not in Aquarius. We are in, this beautiful sun energy. So the sun is home. It really wants to show you things. It wants to bring you into a higher perspective of how you would like to live. And knowing that things do matter, things do happen, but this is really looking at the positive things that are going on, and how this energy can keep us moving forward, and how we can move forward with this, as we are going to be entering in to a critical month. We're entering into, even though we do have this beautiful sun energy, and we have this, let's go forward and let us shine our beautiful light. There are going to be challenges that we are going to be stepping forward into as the month goes on. And I'm going to say there's going to be a real throw at us, and especially since, with Mercury coming into a retrograde in Virgo. I think this is really going we're going to have a lot to do with health. Health is going to come in, and some kind of push between now and May of next year. So there's going to be some health pushed on us, some health something, some craziness that's going to come down to do with our health. And Mercury being retrograde means that, we may not get that full message. It's going to take us a little bit to get the full message, and then by September 1st, we have Pluto going into Capricorn. So then Pluto is ingressing into to Capricorn. So this is going to have us really start to, and I'm not going to say this. I don't think people are going to fall for the same bullshit as last time, but this is, where people are going to start looking at and saying, "Oh, okay, why are they telling us this? What's going on?" So this is where an energy is coming in for us to look at, of what the extreme that is coming in, and to allow us to come into an ease with it. And the ease is that when we come into a place where we're prepared not only within our mundane muggle world, but where we are prepared in the spiritual world as well, bringing that forth within our alignment. Now, the reason, when you look at a lot of things, and people will, because I share a lot of my own life with people, and the reason I do it is just to give you and show you that, okay, shit happens, but you can continue on happening. And people ask me that all the time. How do you do it, mama? How do you do it? How can you stay so positive? I mean, the government just, deducted your this from you guys, and said that you weren't, this is too much, or whatever it is, or the car accident, right? And I'm still going through a lot of, with the physio and everything else that goes in with it. But the thing is, even though it's happening, and yeah, I do have real down days. I mean, after this video and after I do this today, I'm going to lie down because my back's really sore. Things are sore, my neck is sore, whatever. But it's taking where I bring in my spiritual life into what I do. And I give it up, and I trust that my God is guiding me, that my God sees me as whole and holy, that I am stepping forward into, even though it might be troubled waters or craziness or unexpected um, things happening, and some things, I mean, when you get into an accident and you're just driving along and somebody just hits you, like, you're just like, you know, there's not much you can do, right? Except, okay, what do I need to do from here? Or, you know, the government does crazy fucked up things. You're like, well, why are they doing that? Okay, well, there's some hoops and everything you have to jump through to find out the information, to either fix it or work with it, or whatever you have to do with it. And sometimes it feels frustrating and it feels overwhelming, and it just feels like, you could go into the oh wise me, which is fine, because we're human, and you gotta honor yourself of where you're at, right? So if you're feeling like, fuck, why is this shit fucking happening to me? Then honor that shit that you're feeling, right? Don't dismiss it. And that's where a lot of things happen, where people end up dismissing their true feelings, dismissing how they're feeling, or the grief that they're having, or whatever it is. So this is where this beautiful energy is coming in today, even though it might feel extreme. It's looking at to keeping focused on the positive and the things that are working. And that's where, you know, gratitude is so important. Doing a gratitude journal. What am I grateful for today? What's happening? What is good that's happening in my life today? And look at that and honor it, right? And this is where, to keeping that focus on the positive, and not just the do or die. I got to do it or I'm going to die kind of thing, because people can get into a and I definitely get it, where I'm just got to do this now, and just like, you get so focused that this is what you have to do, and fixated on it, and you got to say, well, why am I so fixated on it? What is the reasoning why I'm like this? And it could be that there's something there that you're feeling, that you're missing, that, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be loved. If I don't do this, people aren't going to like me. If I miss out on this, oh my God. So we go through these things within our mind, and our mind can become very overactive. And this is where we got to stop and look at, this stressing out. What is that stressing out point that's coming in, and why are we stressing out? What is it? It's where people can get to a point, well, I need to have this. It's just like somebody who has you know an addiction of something, whether it's drugs, alcohol, TV, food, whatever. I need to have that. And then coming to a point where, well, I can't tell anybody I have this. I can't tell anybody I have this problem. Because if I tell people I have this problem, they're not going to love me, they're not going to respect me, whatever it is. But then again, that's the dark side coming in. That's the dark that's coming in, that's trying to hold you back. Just like it's, when you get so fixated on something, I got to do it or else, that's part of where we have to look at, the negative parts that are coming in, instead of taking that breath and taking that step back, or reaching out and telling somebody, I do need this help, I do need this counseling, I do need this therapy. So this is where we got to, we're coming to this point, and taking the steps on how I can figure it out, and not getting tripped out about it, right? This is not about getting tripped out about it, and where it is unfolding, because we do have Mercury going down to a degree a day. It's not going very fast. Mars is at what, 5 degrees Gemini. So it's in really weird places and defining moments in our life. And this is where we can, find that overwhelmness within ourselves. So my advice today is just take a non-stress day. Take a mental health day. Maybe that's what you need. It's like a mental health day. You just need to have that time to say, all right, I need the time out. And um and what that looks like for you. All right. So let me pull some cards. Boom. Come sliding on out. And if you're wanting to book a reading, definitely get a hold of me, and we can just set up some coaching sessions. And I use the astrology, the tarot, and different forms of meditation in the coaching sessions. So let's bring it. Let's bring it in. And here we go. We have, what am I doing? We have the Eight of Cups, but it's reversed. So we might not have everything in order. We might not, we might be running around and feeling like we're running around like a chicken with our head cut off, and it's causing us some emotions. It's causing us to feel overwhelmed at this time. So again, taking that time, taking that mental health day, because the whole thing is that that negative talk that we're having of, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not loved, I'm not this, I'm not that, is really going to take a toll on us. And here we have to realize, yeah, the sun's in Leo. Let's step into that sunshine. Let's step into that sacredness and allow ourselves to really shine. Allow ourselves to know that we are whole, to know that we are whole and holy, no matter what is going on in our life. And I learned that really deeply when I was studying with Suzanne Weed, and she's one of the top herbalists in North America. I'd say the world. Let's just go with the world. We'll just give it to her. Um, and she always said, like, talking when people are sick, where, or something's going on with them, that they feel like they're not whole anymore. It's all about, that whatever is going on in their life, that's who I am. That's who I identify with. And this is where it's like, well, that's only a part of you. That's not the whole part of you. There's so many other beautiful parts of you. There might be a piece of you that is not feeling, that needs some extra love at this time. And that's okay. And that's where we have to really honor it and step forward in it, and know that through it, we can get through it. But it's a step by step. It's a slow and steady work that we have to do in order to get through it, because it might feel like we're overwhelmed and we just can't do it. We can't do it right now. But this is where the energy is moving us to, even though the extreme is coming, but it's getting us to look at how we can prepare for it, how we can sustain ourselves. And in doing that, that is going to allow us to come to beautiful, and I got evolutionary ways of creating newness within our life and allowing for that newness to come in. So have a blessed day, everybody. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all you be and all you do. If you're wanting to book a reading, definitely get a hold of me, thegurumama@gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Share the video out. Let people know who I am and what I do. And have a great day. And we will talk to you all very soon. Blessed be everybody. Thank you for being a part of my day.